So you yourself are an experienced meditator. And so I'm wondering, having seen all these different types of meditations and seeing Mingyur Rinpoche, how has your meditation practice changed over time? If you were the I want what he's having type of thing, what are you doing in the mornings every morning is sort of my question.
Yeah, well, sure, I'm happy to share. I started meditating many, many decades ago. My first meditation retreat was 1974, and my first teacher was Goenka Live.
Wow.
So that's how it all began, and I've been very fortunate to have had contact with some wonderful teachers over the years. And in the early part of my life, I was practicing in the Theravadan insight tradition. And, there was, during that time, Tibetan Buddhism was much too complicated for me. I was attracted to simplicity, and it just felt so complicated with lots of rituals. And even though I spent a lot of time with the Dalai Lama, I still resisted sort of deeply immersing myself in the Tibetan tradition. And it was really Mingyur Rinpoche that changed that. When he first came to the laboratory in 2002, I remember having dinner with him, just myself and Mingyur Rinpoche, and I remember asking him some questions about meditation over dinner. And it was at that point that I recognized that, even though I'd been meditating for a long time at that time, for like 25 years, I didn't really know anything.
What did he say what was it said that made you think, I don't know anything? Because that's quite a thing to say, right? You've been meditating for 25 years, you meet someone, you start asking them questions, and you come away with this, wow, there's this whole other world. What was that discussion like?
Well, a lot of it has to do with his particular approach, which, one way to characterize it is that we all have within us this quality of awareness, but we just don't recognize it. That's really the problem. It's not like we're trying to fix anything or to cultivate something that's not yet there. It's all there. If we just really recognize it. And this leads to a kind of approach of not fighting with your mind. And I realized that I had been fighting with my mind, really trying to wrestle it, I just had this recognition that, wow, maybe at least for me, this is not the best approach. And, one thing I do want to very quickly say is that one size does not fit all. And every person, I think, needs to discover what's right for him or herself. And, in public talks, I frequently say, I'll tell you what the best form of meditation is. The best form of meditation is the form of meditation that you actually do.
True.
So, I really believe that. I think that it's, something really important. So, I'm not in any way suggesting that my path is the right path for anybody else. But it clicked for me. And, once I really began to practice with Mingyur Rinpoche, I felt that I really had come home and for the first time, and really felt kind of deeply settled and comfortable. And I just had this conviction that this was indeed my path, and this was going to be with me for the remainder of my time
Very
on
nice.
this planet in this form.
Yeah. So this form. So what's this form that you're doing?
Well, as a human being,
Oh, okay. I meant like
uh,
meditation. Sorry. Like, so what is the practice? Like,
oh, well, the practice, has varied over time. I've done Nundro under the guidance of Mingyur Rinpoche, and all the different elements of that. And so my daily practice is a combination of different elements in the Tibetan tradition. It includes spending some time resting in nature of mind, but it also includes some sadhana practice, some compassion practice. So it's a kind of mixture.